Good afternoon. Many thanks for joining us at this hour on the news on ASO Television News. I am Richard Alechinwanyebe. The headlines. President Tinubu makes first Nigerian state visit to UK nearly 4 decades. Senate reconvenes for urgent plenary amid mounting national debate on Electoral Act controversy. Nigeria seeks overhaul of global trade and finance policies. The news in detail. President Bola Tinubu is set to embark on a historic state visit to the United Kingdom later this month, following an invitation from King Charles III. The British royal family confirming this in a statement posted on its official X handle on Sunday said President Tinubu and his wife Oluremi Tinubu will be received at Windsor Castle, west of London, on March the 18th and 19th by King Charles and Queen Camilla. Presidential aide Bayo Onanuga also confirmed the development, describing it as a landmark moment in Nigeria-UK relations. The visit is significant as it marks the first time a Nigerian leader will be received in the United Kingdom with full state honors since 1989, when then military president General Ibrahim Babangida was hosted by Queen Elizabeth II. Babangida's 4-day visit included a stay at a royal residence and a state banquet at Buckingham Palace. Only 2 other Nigerian leaders had undertaken formal state visits to the UK, General Yakubu Gowon in June of 1973 and President Shehu Shagari in 1981. The Senate will convene an emergency plenary session on Tuesday, February 10, 2026. In a notice issued by the clerk of the Senate, Emmanuel Odu, lawmakers were directed to assemble at the National Assembly complex on the instruction of Senate President Godswill Akpabio. According to the memo, the emergency sitting is scheduled to hold on Tuesday, February 10, 2026 at 12 noon in the Senate chamber. Odo urged all senators to attend the session, adding that any inconvenience caused by the emergency meeting was regretted. No reason was stated for the meeting, but the development comes amid debates about the e-transmission of election results after the Electoral Act Amendment Bill passed the 3rd reading at the Senate. The lawmakers had adjourned plenary after then. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Ezenwoye Sonwike, has threatened to sack the coordinator of the Satellite Towns Development Department over poor refuse management in parts of Abuja's satellite towns. The warning came during an inspection of ongoing road projects across Karshi, Apu, Buari, and Kubwa. Our correspondent, Usman Katun Umar, has more in this report.
Minister of the FCT, Barrister Ezenwoye Sonwike, has warned that officials found negligent in the management of satellite towns will face sanctions, including dismissal. Speaking during an inspection of the Orozo-Karshi Road, the minister expressed concern over heaps of refuse along the corridor. Describing the situation as unacceptable, he warns that failure to address the issue by Monday would lead to the termination of appointments of those responsible, insisting that development cannot be compromised by poor oversight. The inspection tour covered several ongoing road projects across satellite towns of the Federal Capital Territory. In Karshi, the minister said all roads are being reconstructed by a Nigerian contractor, while the long-abandoned Apo-Karshi Road has been re-awarded to SCC Construction Company after a previous contract was rescinded. He also inspected the Buari-Kubwa Road, describing it as a critical link expected to boost economic activities in communities along the corridor. The minister explains that the projects align with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's directive to develop a strategic and resilient road networks across the FCT, extending infrastructure development beyond the city center.
So it's a massive infrastructure going on in the FCT and the satellite towns. Of course, the economy will change. People will be very happy. People have never seen road in their life. At least if you went with us to Buare, going to Kubwa, it's unbelievable. But I'm happy that we have the opportunity to support Mr. President to achieve the hope agenda.
Commenting further on refuse management in Orozo and Karshi, Barrister Wike said accountability remains central to the FCT administration's development agenda, warning that any official undermining progress will be held responsible.
One of the Karu, all the roads in Karu will be inaugurated by May, June this year. The one of Apokarishi, you were there when I asked the managing director of SCC. He said by the end of the year, but they are going to push. The landscape there. It's not an easy job, but we believe that by the end of the year, that room will have been done. Again, the one of Buhari to Kubwa by the end of the year. This one, we are here now by May, June. They will hand over this.
On completion timelines, the minister disclosed that the Buhari-Kubwa road, measuring about 16 to 17 kilometers, is scheduled for completion by May, while other major infrastructure projects across the satellite towns are expected to be delivered before the end of the year. He added that landscaping and environmental improvements have been directed to be completed within the year to enhance the overall outlook of the communities. Usman Katun Umar, ASO Television News.
Senator Philip Tanimu Aduda and his wife, Princess Hawa Aduda, have donated a sum of 7.5 million naira to the Evangelical Church Women All Ekwa, Piakasa District Church Council during the 2026 Ekwa Women's Annual Conference held in Abuja. The donation, which was made to support the conference and advance the work of God, is expected to assist in funding various activities, programs, and initiatives of the Ekwa Women Fellowship. The annual conference, which attracted women from across the district, served as a platform for spiritual growth, leadership development, and community outreach. Speaking at the event, Senator Aduda commended the vital role women play in shaping communities and strengthening family values. He noted that supporting faith-based initiatives contributes significantly to social development, moral upbringing, and community cohesion. Princess Hawa Aduda, in her remarks, encouraged participants to remain steadfast in service, leadership, and faith, stressing that the Women Fellowship provides a strong platform for empowering women to make positive impact in their families and the larger society. Church leaders and participants expressed deep appreciation to Senator and Mrs. Aduda for the generous gesture, describing the donation as timely and impactful, and noting that it would further enhance the effectiveness of programs under the Ekwa Women Fellowship. Kebbi State Governor Nasiru Idris has announced that President Bola Tinubu will embark on a two-day state visit to Kebbi to commission project executed by his administration. Governor Idris revealed that the president will also attend the Argungu International Fishing and Cultural Festival, scheduled to be held from February 10th to 14th. Speaking on Sunday while receiving defectors from other political parties who joined the All Progressives Congress, the APC, from Jegal local government area, Governor Idris urged citizens to welcome the president. He therefore urged all citizens of Kebbi State to come out en masse to welcome the president, as he may not be able to commission all the projects due to his tight schedules, but he will commission some historic ones. The governor also highlighted the participants from across Nigeria and beyond are expected to attend the Argungu International Fishing Festival. On the recent political defections, Governor Idris commended the newcomers for their foresight and assured them of equal treatment within the APC. He further noted that his administration has executed several development projects in the Jegal local government area and pledged to sustain its development drive across the state. The Argungu International Fishing and Cultural Festival 61st edition marks the return of the festival after its postponement in 2025 to allow for infrastructural improvements. The festival will be held at the Matanfada River and is themed around unity, cultural heritage, and the end of the farming season. Personnel of the Federal Road Safety Corps have averted a major disaster following a lone fuel tanker crash at the Nepa roundabout along Ahmadu Bello Way in Kaduna State. The incident occurred in the early hours of Sunday, 8th of February 2026, after the FRSC received a distress call at about 7:15 a.m. The rescue team from the Kaduna Sector Command was immediately deployed to the scene. On arrival, the team secured the area and closed all access roads to the crashed tanker to prevent secondary crashes and possible fire outbreaks, while traffic was diverted to ensure smooth vehicular movement within the metropolis. Officials of the Federal Fire Service and the Nigerian Police Force also joined the operation, working with the FRSC to evacuate the fuel and remove the tanker from the road. No casualties were recorded. The Corps commended motorists for their cooperation and urged continued patience while recovery efforts were ongoing. In a similar development, the Federal Road Safety Corps says 7 people, not 30, died in the recent road crash in Kano. The Corps, in a statement by its Corps Public Education Officer, Assistant Corps Marshal Olusegun Ogundomide, clarified that the figure was confirmed through on-the-spot assessment and verified rescue operations, urging the media and the public to rely on official information to avoid misinformation. The crash occurred on Sunday, 8th of February 2026 along Hadeja Road at Gwana Danja in Gezawa local government area. It involved a commercial DAF trailer carrying 105 passengers. According to the FRSC, 70 persons sustained varying degrees of injuries, while 30 others were rescued without injuries, adding that preliminary investigations attributed the crash to speeding, which led to loss of control. Reacting to the incident, Corps Marshal Sheikh Mohammed warned motorists against excessive speed, describing it as one of the deadliest traffic violations. He said the Corps would intensify enforcement nationwide and urge drivers, especially commercial operators, to obey speed limits and prioritize safety. The Nigeria Immigration Service has dismissed reports suggesting that any region of the country has been excluded from passport issuance, describing such claims as false and misleading. In a statement issued by the Service Public Relations Officer DCI Akishola Akilabi, the NIS said the report was a gross misrepresentation of ongoing reforms in passport administration. The statement stressed that claims alleging that a specific region has been disqualified from passport issuance are entirely untrue and misleading. According to the service, a phased onboarding system was introduced as part of efforts to modernize passport production across the country. The reform, which began in 2024, is aimed at improving efficiency, integrity, and security in passport processing. The NIS explained that the modernization exercise is designed to enhance service delivery nationwide and not to exclude any citizen or region. Akinlabi disclosed that passport offices in Borno, Yobe, Benue, Kogi, Nasarawa, Niger, and Plateau states, as well as 35 international stations, have already been onboarded into the new system. He further revealed that passport offices in the 5 southeast states, alongside additional foreign missions, are currently being migrated. The ongoing migration covers Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo states, as well as stations in Italy, Greece, Spain, Switzerland, and Austria. The Service Public Relations Officer urged members of the public to ignore unverified reports and advised Nigerians to disregard speculative narratives capable of creating unnecessary tension. You are watching ASO Television News. Don't forget that you can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127, and on Free TV, look us up on channel 507. On the UHF band, you can find us on channel 38. Don't forget that this news is also streaming live on our Facebook and YouTube channels. Now, still to come, Nigeria seeks overhaul of global trade and finance policies. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go! Lights, camera, action. Put your mind to it, live the life that you remember. Don't score.
Stay connected. Stay with us. Starting from Yanga and Jolly.
Qatar has called on the government to provide personnel with equipment to tackle insecurity in the country. Commander Bawa made the call during a Thanksgiving and invocation service with Archbishop Maji Jonathan in Abuja. Topsy Gimba has the details.
The commandant of Nigeria Forestry Security Service is led by Commander Bawa Kyauta. Said forestry security is resilient to protecting the country's forests and to flush out non-state actors using forests as their safe haven. He said the personnel are capable and ready to engage any group in the forest. He appealed to the government to provide them with right equipment to tackle the menace. He appealed to the National Assembly to push for a strong legislation to support their work,
which are being governed with armed forces with the three. We have the Army, we have the Navy, and also they have the Air Force. Now, every person has his duty to be shared. So we are saying that Nigerian Forestry, we don't have any clash with everything because our work is well spelled out. So we are appealing to the federal government that if mandate is being understood and be given unto us, our men will add more to do more with whatever the federal government have been given in the lines of security.
The General Overseer Worldwide Springs Resource Center and Chief Host Archbishop Magaji Jonathan thanked the personnel to lay down their lives for us to live. He thanked the Tinubu-led administration for the establishment of the forest guards. He said soon peace will be restored in our communities. He eulogized the commander of his good work.
The nation is being surrounded by so many security challenges. And like we have always said, for so many years, this nation had been subjected to a lot of security ridicule. And like we heard, everybody has been looking forward to see many more security outfits coming in that could assist the locals to be secured, knowing well that the federal security sometimes are always incapacitated because of some factors. So when they called us that they were coming to give God thanks in anticipation of the final accent of the president, we felt privileged. We felt honored.
Many spoke on the occasion.
So it can never be enough. And these ones are special trained. So that's why, and if you watch their act, they say they are to collaborate with the Nigerian police and other security agencies on ground. And that's why we are giving them all the support that we need, we should give them. Because it is a welcome idea. And if you watch, it's a presidential initiative. It is a presidential initiative. The federal government is involved, the state government are involved, stakeholders are involved, Office of the NSA are coordinating, the Ministry of Environment, so you can see that it's all affairs business. And that's why there is nothing other than giving them the support.
Topsy Gimba reporting for ASO Television News.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, says it will continue to educate and enlighten young people on the dangers of drug abuse. The Chief Superintendent of Narcotics, NDLEA, Mrs. Blessing Aigbotswa, stated these at the matriculation ceremony of students of the ILA College of Health Technology, Kuje, Abuja. Our correspondent tells us more. That report will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletin. Now, troops of the Forward Operating Base Mafluwashi under the headquarters 17th Brigade of the Nigerian Army have recorded a major operational success with the recovery of 529 rustled livestock after a fierce clash with suspected terrorists in Kafur local government area of Katsina State, according to a statement by Acting Assistant Director, Army Public Relations, 17th Brigade Captain Abayomi Adisa. The operation led by Lieutenant Colonel M.M. Isa followed credible intelligence on terrorist movements around Kasuban Sabu on 7th of February 2026 as the troops swiftly mobilized to the area. He stated that on sighting the advancing troops, the terrorists opened fire, but the soldiers responded with superior firepower, forcing the criminals to flee into nearby bushes with some of the rustled livestock. Preliminary reports indicate the suspect infiltrated from neighboring Zamfara State and were allegedly led by Idi Abasu Aiki, believed to be the younger brother of notorious bandit leader Ado Alero. The national leader of the Okomo Igala Association is calling on media influencers in Kogi State, particularly those from the eastern region, to be constructive, objective, and responsible in the use of social media. He made a call at a dinner night with social media influencers and key stakeholders of the Okomo Igala Association at the Water Fountain Park in Abuja. Our reporter, Kabir Jibrin, tells us more.
It is a get-together dinner between members of the Okomo Igala Association, social media influencers, and traditional media practitioners from Kogi State, as leaders of the Okomo Igala stress the effective and responsible use of social media in promoting peace and sustainable development in the state.
So we want them to come to terms with the usage and how best this tool, powerful tool, can be used to shape Kogi East positively, especially in terms of development, not just physical development, you know. So those are the reasons why we are here this evening.
You can create your content and still achieve what you want to achieve, but still be ethical, you know, professional, and then with integrity.
If there is any news and they want to publish, they should go into it to verify, to find out if it is true or not before publishing it.
Ahead of the 2027 general elections, the Okomu Igala urged media influencers in Kogi State, particularly those from the eastern region, to be constructive before publishing politically related stories.
We're trying to shift away from the old way of noise, unregulated utterances, unethical disposition on social media, to a more refined, productive way of social engagement.
Our culture is the basis that Nigeria is built on. That's why on our map is Kogi State. And that is the reason why we should be the heartbeat of Kogi State. Our culture is so rich. We have stories. We can depict our stories on social media. We can market our brand on social media.
The gathering also served as a melting pot between Okomu Igala and various key stakeholders from Kogi East to share visions and ideas for the continuous development of the state while bringing them on board the Okomu Igala Association. Kabiru Jibril, ASO Television News.
Managing Director, Ministry of Finance Incorporated, Dr. Armstrong Takang, has disclosed that all is set for the 2026 Murphy Excellence Awards, which aims to promoting transparency, accountability, and good governance across federal government-owned enterprises. A statement signed by the Murphy chief, Dr. Armstrong, acknowledged that the Murphy Excellence Awards are a culmination of the ministry's efforts to establishing a robust governance framework aligned with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic reform agenda. He added that the Murphy Corporate Governance Scorecard, launched in April 2025, provides a foundation for evaluating board and management teams against global standards of transparency and risk management. According to the statement, the awards will recognize institutions that demonstrate exceptional governance, discipline, and performance, reinforcing the notion that good governance is not optional. The Murphy Excellence Award marks a structural shift in how Nigeria manages public enterprise, where transparency is mandated, compliance is measured, and institutional outcomes remain the ultimate measure of fiscal discipline. Nigeria has called for a reset of the global economic system as emerging market economies seek fairer treatment in international trade, finance, and monetary policies. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wali Adun, made the call yesterday in Saudi Arabia during a panel session involving finance ministers from major emerging market countries. The minister spoke at the AI ULA conference, where global finance leaders met to discuss changes in international trade, monetary systems, and microeconomic policies at a time of major shifts in the global economy. According to a statement shared by the Ministry of Finance on its official X handle, the minister told his audience that emerging markets economies must play a stronger role in shaping the new global economic order. He said the current global economic structure no longer reflects the realities of today's world and must be adjusted to give developing and emerging economics a fairer voice. The minister also drew attention to the increasing importance of Gulf countries in global trade and finance, noting that the region is becoming a key driver of investment and capital inflows across emerging markets. And that does it all on the bulletin, but before we go, a recap of one of our major stories again. We told you that President Bola Tinubu is set to embark on a historic state visit to the United Kingdom later this month, following an invitation from King Charles III. That's the news. I am Richard Alichinyangebe. Many thanks for investing your time with us.